Today we're going to be taking a look at what I do believe is still one of the absolute best weapons that you can use in Modern Warfare Zombies. I mean, absolute hands down, I think this thing is the fastest gun to kill Mega Abominations with. I'm talking about the FR Advancer. Now, I know that we've covered this gun a few times here on the channel throughout the seasons, but here in Season 5, it doesn't seem like they've changed this thing very much, because this thing is still just absolutely insane. I'm talking in the top 3 or even top 2 best weapons here in Modern Warfare Zombies. This one definitely falls right there. Not only are we going to do some testing with this thing inside of the red tier zone and kill a bunch of Mega Abominations, but then we're gonna go solo the OG Elder Dark Aether. With that, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel, guys. We just ended up hitting our massive goal of 20,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough. We're already well on the road to 21,000. I can't wait to get into everything about this crazy run and this just absolutely insane loadout with you guys after a brief word from today's sponsor. If you guys want to unlock the new Mark of the Survivor camo, or possibly even any of those get higher camos here in Modern Warfare 3, and you really just don't have the time to put in to get these challenges done, well then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. And with all the great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. You know, I get asked here on the channel all the time, like, what is the #1 best gun to use here in Modern Warfare Zombies? And honestly, I think it's all kind of down to preference. There will be like a group of guns that are way better than all of the rest of them, but it does come down to, I think, which ones that you are most comfortable with using. The FR is always a gun that I try to direct people towards whenever they ask this question, because this gun, ever since the launch of this game, has been honestly a little broken. It kind of goes to show you that even after they nerfed the incendiary rounds, it really didn't affect this thing all that much. As you can tell here, we are just wiping out these Mega Abominations in mere seconds. And this does work just as well with like the HVTs and the HVT Mega Abominations. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to grab a contract this time around. There's just too many people inside of the red tier zone. I'm sure you guys know how it is. It's only taking about 2 shots to kill armored zombies inside of the red tier zone, plus taking down these Mega Abominations this fast. This thing is just absolutely goated. If you guys really want to feel like the whole wrath of the red tier zone when you come down here, all you really got to do is hang out down by this particular bridge. If you take on this Mega Abomination, all these zombies will start spawning in, and it is just absolute hell down here. Watch this FR not only take out the Mega Abomination, but all of these zombies that are rushing after me, and mimics and manglers and just everything, and it's taking them out with no problem. And this thing holds 1,020 rounds, with Mega Holding that is, but if you got that Mega Holding, you can practically just shoot forever. Without the Mega Holding, you're going to be sitting on 120 rounds before you do have to reload, so it's not too terrible. The movement for this AR really isn't that bad either, and it is relatively snappy. I won't lie, the recoil on this thing is really hard to control, but as long as you got that dead shot and you take advantage of that, you should be having no problems. And I'm sorry to the mouse and keyboard players. Honestly, guys, after everything I've seen so far inside of the red tier zone, this gun still gets 2 major thumbs up for me. Now it's time to go on into the OG Dark Aether, because I figured, you know what, we had a VR11, so let's go and get this one done. Definitely use a few more of them golden armor plates and maybe some ether blades, so we're gonna go on inside of this one today. After completing this one today, I do gotta say, it made me start thinking, what do you guys think is harder? Do you think that the OG Dark Aether is harder, or the Season 3 Dark Aether, is that one harder? You know, originally I was really thinking that the Season 3 Dark Aether is harder just because of the sheer amount of zombies that it spawns in on you is absolutely insane. There is really nothing like trying to do this escort contract solo inside of this Elder Dark Aether particular. If you're doing it inside of the regular Dark Aether, it's not as bad because you won't get the Mega Abominations. But oh man, when you are trying to do this escort mission solo and you got like 2 Mega Abominations that are following you plus all of the zombies and everything, this contract can just get extremely difficult. There's a couple of things that you guys can do to make this contract a little bit easier on yourselves. For one, like with me, I put 2 sentry guns on top of the ACV. I did struggle to get the second one on there. It is a little bit tough to get the second one down, but you can make it happen. Now this one I didn't do on this run, but it's usually extremely helpful if you guys bring in one of those turret mods, because there's usually one at that first corner, and that turret can actually shoot all the way down the road, and that thing will really cover your ass on this contract. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any of those before I came in here, so we were kind of SOL, but you know what, I did duplicate the hell out of my decoys, so yeah, those are definitely going to come in handy on this run here. That's another thing that I would advise you guys to do, especially if you plan on coming in and doing this Elder Dark Aether solo, is bring in a lot of decoys with you, and especially for when this escort comes to a stop and all of these zombies spawn in, and it's just really easy for them to destroy your ACV or end up putting you down. I mean, just use these decoys. Another thing is, if you're being chased by Mega Abominations and a bunch of zombies, it reason, if you're having a hard time staying on top of the ACV, maybe they're hucking meat at you or just swiping at you, damaging the vehicle, whatnot, what I like to do is just stand in front of the thing and just let the ACV push me forward. So that way, if the Mega Abominations start trying to shoot their beams or anything at you, you got a nice little cover and they won't be able to hit you. If you guys have been around the channel for a little while, you might know about this trick. This is something that I really like to do here with this ACV, is once it gets to the end, because this part can just get absolutely incredibly hectic, the ACV comes to its final stop here, the third stop, what I like to do is hop off of the ACV and I'm going to take this zip and go on top of the wall, and I'm just going to sit up here, and since all of the zombies are too distracted with trying to destroy the ACV, most of them won't chase you up here. You might have one or two, just take those guys out easily. All you're going to want to do is sit on top of the wall and shoot the ACV from up here with the VR11. Just keep repairing it as the zombies are trying to destroy it. Should make getting this last part of this contract done way easier. For me personally, I think the two hardest parts of this contract is going to be the very first stop and the very last stop. You guys can definitely cheese this last stop with this method here. I really was thinking, with all of the upgrades and just like those special powers that you get inside of the Season 3 Reloaded Elder Dark Aether, I think those make that one just a little bit easier than this. And especially if you do the contracts in the right order, and if you get all of the powers before you do the escort, it can just make doing the escort contract just incredibly easy. I mean, especially since you don't get those Mega Abominations chasing you with that escort, yeah, that's just, it's a whole nother ball game when you got those guys chasing you. Plus, in that one, you get those nuke drops and everything. I know it can definitely still be a pain in the ass, but I'm kind of thinking that this one's a bit harder. Look at that, we got some golden armor plates, we got a refined crystal, definitely taking those. Bone schematic chilling in there. The other cool thing is if you get this escort contract done first, then you can just take the zip up on the wall over here and jump over on the building and grab the bunny to start your ether extractors. Luckily for me, these ones aren't as bugged as the ones in the Season 2 Dark Aether. Definitely find this to be one of the easier contracts to get done. Just bring in plenty of decoys or monkey bombs, whatever you got, and you should have no problem getting this over with. Look at that, guys, we got another golden armor plate. We got those golden armor plate schematics, and then we got an Elder Sigil. Definitely going to be taking that. Now we are on to our very last contract. We're going to be doing our Outlast contract here, and luckily we didn't get a Mega Abomination spawning in here this time. It just gets incredibly hectic when that happens. Luckily that is rare. Like, I've played this game almost every single day since the launch, and I think I've only had that happen a handful of times, like maybe 4 or 5. I've been inside of this Dark Aether, I don't even know how many times, honestly, guys. I've probably done this, you know, 50, 60, 70 times, maybe even more. I wouldn't really be expecting the Mega Abominations to spawn in here if you are in here, but just know that it can happen. This FR really did handle itself really well. I mean, throughout all of the contracts, through doing the escort, it did really well keeping the zombies away, killing Mega Abominations, handling itself inside of this Outlast contract. We did use the VR11 a little bit to change a couple zombies, act as some decoys for us. For the most part, this FR did a lot of the work, and this thing is just an absolute shredder. Look at that, guys. We ended up getting an Aether Blade plus those Aether Blade schematics. Now, we weren't able to completely just fill our large backpack on this run, but I do gotta say I am very happy with the loot that I did get. One of these contracts was a dud. Every single one ended up giving me a classified schematic, so that's really awesome to see. There is a lot of times that I've came in here and I do these contracts and they give me absolutely nothing. Yeah, one hell of a run, guys, and this gun is still one hell of a gun. Toss up the loadout up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to check it out. Again, I greatly do appreciate anybody that took their time out of their day to watch the video. Just drop it a like if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.